Hello everyone, I am Mr. Fixer and welcome to Mr. Fixer podcast show where we bear it up. Today I am bringing you one of my best friends. In this episode we are going to talk about the importance of language. There is a lot of people that used to say English is more difficult than French and French is more difficult than English. Hi bro,
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. So how is everything?
I thank God for my part too. What about you?
Um, Glad to. It is a pleasure for me to have you in my this podcast. It's a pleasure. I'm very
Nice.
happy to have you because I thought you were when I wanted to call you, like I was very afraid maybe you might be busy and so on. I say okay, let me try my best first.
You choose the better way.
Actually, okay. So before we continue with the topic of the day, I would like you to introduce yourself to our viewers.
First of all, I greet everyone who just watching this video at this moment. My name is Mr. Frank KAKA. I'm a noise. I just still working now. Whenever you have some problem of sickness, so you can call me back and I will help.
Oh, do you know that I'm sick right now?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure because you say that if like
I'm a
someone is,
noise.
yeah, that means that you start medicine.
Yes.
You start medicine. Yeah, that is so good. Okay, so let's continue with the topic of the day. There's a lot of people that used to say, actually, those people are from a Anglophone country, English country. They used to say that French is more difficult than English. And the other side, French people say that English is more difficult than French. You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I say, okay, let us try to have some explanation, the reason why these people used to say this. So, in your opinion, what do you think?
First of all, I have to give some explanation according to the question that you asked me, and let me let you know here that language is very important for everyone because of our living life. But I want to let you know that English is easy than French, first of all. And second, some people who just living at Togo, Benin, Ivory Coast, and so on, just like to say English is difficult than French because they just live in French countries. And other side too, some people just living at Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, and so on, love to say French is more difficult than English. Not be like that. So we have to know it that all of the language are easier for who just live in their countries.
Yeah, understand. So that means that the reason why people always say this is because maybe let's take this for example now. The person that lives in Ghana, like, is normal for him, or he's supposed to say that French is very difficult
Yes.
because she lives in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And the same thing for the person who lives in Benin. He have that choice to say that English is very difficult because the person live in
Benin.
Benin.
Yeah.
So that is actually the point. Oh, in real life, do you think that English is very difficult or French is very difficult to learn?
The first thing that we have to know here from this video is that English is more easier than French. Why now? Let me give you some example. In French, we used to say la maman and le papa, but in English we just use the article the for the two names, the mother, the father, and so on, the sister and the brother. But in French, you cannot say le sœur et la frère. You see the difference? Now you have to know that there is a big problem there, you know.
So that is why some people used to say that French is very difficult because there are some things like you said right now that in English now you can say the father. It's not like you can say we just have to say the
The
father,
father. Finish.
the mother. But in French, you cannot say the father, you cannot use the father for the mother
The mother
again.
again.
At the same time, you have to change the article.
Yeah.
So that is actually the point. So that is the reason why people always say that, especially French, English people say that French is very difficult. Okay, okay. Thanks for your explanation. You know, it's a pleasure for me because everything is clear now. We all understand. It's all understandable to understand the reason why people always say, especially those from a English country, the reason why they said this. Okay. Let me say we are at the end of our show. I don't know whether our guest, our special guest, like what kind of advice do you have now to give to our viewers?
Well, thank you for the question. And if I have something to say to all the viewers of this video, is to let them know that no more language is not difficult. It's when you take your time to learn it, to speak it, you'll see that everything is easy. But if you want to know more than, you have to take your time to learn, to speak anywhere, anyhow, to be master in. Because all over the time we used to say from lower we take and we start to go to high. Nice.
Okay, so let me complete it with this. So that means that if you have this desire that you are going to, or maybe you are going to be a, a bilingual, you understand? So that means that you need a lot of training. It's just a training. It's by practicing that you will become more professional. Without practice, so that means that you also have this chance that we have in social media now. There's a lot of tutorial, on YouTube, TikTok. You can go there and watch there every time because it's by practicing that you become professional. You cannot become professional without practicing.
Yeah.
So that needs a lot of training and hard working.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I hope you all understand the reason why people said English is more difficult than French and French is more difficult than English. I hope you all understand now. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.